Eto na mga boss, kakapasok lang na balita. Grabe si Senator Judge Alan Peter Cayetano, tuloy ang pag-aabogado sa impeachment trial kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Dalawa sila ni Senator Judge Pia Cayetano, pinagtutulungan nilang siraan ng testigo. Huli nagsasabwatan ng magkapatid. Tara, panoorin natin to.
I'm not close to VP Sara. I'm not close to Mayor Baste. Ang kasama ko sa Congress si former Deputy Speaker Pulong. But in the last 4 years, I think I've seen him twice or thrice.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. But my reading nung sinabi ni Mayor Baste is pag natulog ka sa gabi, remember the Romanovs. So we have to look at our history. The Romanovs were evicted via a revolution. Diba? So, Mayor Baste was doing a parallel ng 1986 na paalis yung mga Marcoses via revolution. But unlike the Romanovs, the Marcoses were given asylum or whatever you call it in Hawaii, and over time, nakabalik until the president became president. Ang Romanovs, inubos sila para nga hindi makabalik. Now, if Mayor Baste was making Romanovs uubusin kayong Marcos, di dapat na-offend si Senator Judge Amy Marcos because she's a Marcos, no? So, secondly, if he made that threat, so if he was saying, may oplan mo, Romanov or maro-Romanov kayo, I'm sure the PNP or the Presidential Security Command, the National Council, would have filed a case against Baste. So I just want, it's fair that you mentioned him, it's fair sa investigation mo, but I don't think we should draw a conclusion here that Mayor Baste was threatening the first family because remember, there's a thin line between a warning and a threat. So pag sinabi ko sa iyo ngayon, witness, pareho tayong abogado, kompanyero, pareho tayong taga-Ateneo, mag-ingat ka sa sasabihin mo. That could be a fair warning. That could be not a threat, di ba? But kapag ka may threat talaga na pinarating ko sa iyo, pag hindi ko gusto ano mo, kakasuhan kita, that could be a illegal threat, di ba? Pero pwedeng warning. So I just want that on the record, Mr. Presiding Officer, Mr. Senate President, because everyone's watching, and in the same manner, we have to be fair to the first family. We have to be fair also to Mayor Baste and to the Dutertes, that rather than draw a conclusion that there was an actual. So the Council for Defense was making a distinction, mentioning Romanov and Oplan Romanov are two different things. It may be the same, it may be different thing. For all we know, narinig ni Mayor Baste na sila Romanov, kaya binanggit niya pabalik. We don't know. I don't know. I haven't discussed it with anyone. I haven't discussed it with the few senators na kaibigan ko dito. So let's just be circumspect and careful from making conclusions. But as far as it is relevant, Mr. Presiding Officer, I appreciate the answer of the witness. Thank you.
What is the pleasure of Senator Judge Pia Cayetano?
Mr. President, I wanted to take the floor before the defense went to another point, so I wouldn't interrupt his train of thought.
The lady has
also.
2 minutes and may proceed when she's ready.
Thank you, Mr. President. My question is actually addressed to both counsels and to the witness.
Yes, ma'am.
So the witness also happens to be a lawyer. 4 na abogado po tayo mag-uusap dito. Pero ang pakiusap ko, speak in layman's term because we want the public to understand. Very simple question. I want to understand your appreciation of the crime of grave threats. Okay? It sounds like a simple question, but when I look at the elements, so explain ko din sa mga nakikinig. Pag tinignan natin ang definition ng crime, nandiyan yung elements. So, the prosecution must always prove yung elements of the crime. Ang question ko ay, in your appreciation, dapat ba na ang supposed victim nakaramdam talaga siya ng threats? Or is it enough that the general public considers the statement threatening? Okay, so is it personal? Or is it a general sentiment? Now, before I proceed, gusto ko magbigay ng example para intindihan mga kababayan natin. Kung magkapit-bahay, nagkapikunan dun sa bakod, Tapos sabi nung isa, bubuluhin ko to. Is that a grave threat? Second example, dalawang boksingero, nagkainitan, susuntukin kita. This is among two professional boxers. Is that a grave threat? Third example, police. Sabi, bubunutan ko to ng baril. Is that a grave threat? Maybe it's just offensive dahil sa professional, you shouldn't say that to a fellow police. And my fourth example is a senator. Pag sinabi niyang bibitbitin kita, kekwelyuhan kita, palalayasan kita, is that a grave threat? I'll add some details. If that is supposedly addressed to a fellow senator and she is a female senator like me, na kahit na hindi naman isa hong kilalang runner, marathoner, but a non-violent person. Is that a grave threat? Well, I'll just tell you my personal opinion and then I'll tell you now. I felt that was a grave threat. So, may I ask the counsel and the witness to now answer the question? Thank you.
If you may, Your Honor, please, yung prosecution po.
Senator Judge Pia, who do you want to answer first?
Good
In the
question.
order that you
Pag-iisipan ko
prefer.
ng matagal yan, Mr. President. I give you the decision on that one, Mr. President. Siguro prosecution kasi
Yes po.
sila naman ang kailangan mag-prove ng case nila. And then the witness and then the defense counsel.
Again, an admonition from the chair without stating conclusions of fact and law that again is reserved for the impeachment court. You may state your opinions with respect to the elements of the
Definitely.
crime of grave threats specifically identified
Yes.
by the senator judge.
And if I may, presiding officer, feel free to interrupt them if you feel that they have crossed the line, as I will. That's why I just
Opo,
want, I repeat my question, I want to understand your appreciation of the crime. You may, Mr. President, will we allow them to cite jurisprudence? I leave it up to you. I just
Opo.
want to understand the appreciation kasi.
Opo.
What do you think?
Doon sa particular pong katanungang yon ni Senator Judge Pia Cayetano na dapat ba may takot na naramdaman, correct me if I'm wrong, Senator Judge Pia,
Yes.
yung taong tinatakot o subject matter ng grave threats o pampublikong pagtanggap pa na nakakatakot yung mga sinabi niya laban dun sa taong tinatakot niya.
Siguro a simple yes or no with a a short explanation would
Opo.
suffice, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Attorney Ligutan, you have 2
Maraming
minutes,
salamat,
please.
Senator Pia Cayetano. Maraming salamat sa pagkakataon. Yung sagot sa tanong na iyan, yung sagot po ng prosecution, hindi po galing sa opinion ng aking mga kasama. Ito po ay isang decision. No less than the Supreme Court of the Philippines. It just so happened, Your Honors, as an answer, in answer po sa tanong ni Senator Pia Cayetano, may dalawang kaso na po yung Supreme Court. Yung isa is Paera versus People. Yung GR number, siguro yung mga law students, no? Mga law students. GR number 181626, May 30, 2011. The title is Paera versus People. Sinabi ng Supreme Court doon, wala pong batas na nagre-require na may private complainant. Ibig sabihin, hindi po required na yung biktima mag-execute ng affidavit upang yung akusado po pwedeng ma-found guilty ng grave threat. Paera versus People. But more than that, Your Honor, please, may isang kaso pa. No less than the Supreme Court in the Philippines. Sinabi doon, hindi po kailangan na yung recipient mismo nakaramdam ng takot or that sineryoso yung pagbabanta. Your Honor, to repeat, etong sinabi ng Supreme Court, all that needs to be proven is that they were intended by the accused to have that effects. Yung sagot sa tanong, hindi po galing sa prosecution, hindi po opinion, galing mismo sa Supreme Court of the Philippines, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you for that. So, Mr. President, can we now ask
If I may add, Senator Judge P, if I remember my memory aid correctly, there are only certain private crimes that need a private complainant, and most of these are personal crimes such as concubinage, adultery, seduction, abduction, rape, and acts of lasciviousness. Although these crimes are all entitled People of the Philippines versus the accused, without a private complainant, these crimes cannot be filed by the prosecutor in court without the cooperation or affidavit of the private complainant. Counsel for respondent will please reply to the query of Senator Judge Pia Cayetano. You also have 2 minutes, sir.
All right. I will try to avoid making conclusions of fact and law, Your Honor, but I will answer in light of the facts of this case and leave it up to the discretion of this honorable court.
Please, sir, you may proceed.
It is our position that the statements made by the Vice President were not threats in the first place. That's why we were categorizing it as response, a mere response to a Q&A. Number one. Number two, it was never aimed directly at BBM, FL, and the former speaker. In other words, had they not watched the video, for example, they wouldn't have known about it. So in other words, Your Honor, there was no threats to begin with. And so even the discussion on the elements is not really applicable insofar as determining the innocence or guilt of the Vice President. That is basically our position. Your Honor. That is one more thing. And practically, we maintain this position all throughout our pleadings. We never referred to that statement as threats. We always say that if at all, they were alleged threats. But we referred to the statements of the Vice President as statements, as responses. And even in my speech, that's what I said. It was a response, Your Honor. That would be all, Your Honor.
Noted.
you.
Attorney Lotok, your response to Senator Judge Pia's question based on your investigation. You may proceed, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. In establishing, Your Honor, whether or not the crime of grave threat exists, we follow the rule. First, whether there is an actus reus, and then second, whether there is a mens rea. So actus reus, Your Honor, means whether the offender in fact uttered the threatening remarks. We were able to establish that. That's why in-authenticate po ng NBI yung video na kung saan nandoon yung utterances. The test of mens rea, Your Honor, what we did, we interpret the utterances objectively and in the light of the circumstances in which they were uttered, in the manner in which those utterances were spoken, the person to whom they were addressed, the utterances were addressed, the relationship between the parties, meaning the offender and the recipients, and then the reactions of the recipients, whether they treat the utterances serious or real. But again, I would agree with what Attorney Ligutan said. In fact, ang basis po namin dyan, yung Garma versus People. Ang isa ho doon sa sinabi ng Garma versus People, hindi ho kailangan na ma-intimidate o itrato ng recipient na seryoso yung threat na yan. Ang sufficient na maipakita lang na yun yung intensyon ng offender, na ma-intimidate at i-treat na seryoso yung utterances or threatening remarks na ginawa niya. Yun po yung naging basihan po namin, Your Honor.
I hope that satisfies Senator Judge Pia Cayetano.
It actually does, but if I still have time, I have a follow-up question for all. Do I?
Well,
anyway, everyone went overtime, so since my bell hasn't
no, you
rung-
don't, but you can ask your final question, Madam.
Yeah, just a quick follow-up. Siguro sa witness na lang. You mentioned the word threat, no? So can you just elaborate on that? What to you would be the difference between a threat and a I don't know if you uttered the word that I want to ask you now, no? But you referred to threat, of course. What would be the difference between a mere warning and a threat?
I mean, warning on a threat, sir, ma'am.
At what point does a warning become a threat?
Well, Your Honor, if I'm going to based on our investigation, kung i-apply ko ho yung
Hindi na.
yung
You don't have to. Just asking you your legal opinion. You're a lawyer. He may answer. Is it not correct, Mr. President?
If
I
he
think,
knows, if he knows.
just in my own opinion, although warning is maybe there is a what we call an event-based condition. Pwedeng ganon na pag inulit mo itong gagawin ko sa'yo. Pwede hong warning yon.
Di ba ganun din yung threat?
Yung threat, Your Honor, pag ang threat is with a condition, pwede ho siyang mag-fall ng ganon. Pag sinabi ng threat is, pag ginawa mo to, ito ang gagawin ko sa'yo. Papatayin kita. Papatayin ko yung pamilya mo. Papatayin ko yung ganyan. So para siyang nag-overlap, depende sa appreciation for us ng investigator, Your Honor. But insofar as the NBI Cybercrime Division is concerned, what we did is we established the elements of the grave threats based on the surrounding facts and circumstances, and then we conclude that indeed nag-violate ho ang ating Vice Presidente.
Attorney Lutok, warning in Filipino is babala.
Yes, opo.
Threat in Filipino is banta.
Yes,
Opo ba?
opo.
Kaya di ba, babala, bawal magtapon ng basura dito. Warning.
Pwede po yun, sir.
Di ba? Ang tanong ni Senator Pia, kailan nagiging banta yon?
Well, depende ho sa konteksto siguro, Your Honor. May warning din po kasi na I warn you. Sasabi ko, pag inulit mo to, ito nang mangyayari sa'yo. May konteksto ho na ganun, Your Honor. Na somehow nag-overlap siya doon sa elements ng grave threats na conditional, na sinabi na pag ito ang nangyari, ito ang gagawin ko sa'yo. So, depende ho sa konteksto, Your Honor.
So depende sa konteksto, sa delivery, sa taas ng boses, gaano kagalit, may kapasidad,
Yes po.
maraming bagay.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Senator Judge Pia?
Yeah, so in other words,
Your witness?
it depends on the circumstances surrounding the incident or at the time that
Yes,
the
yes, ma'am.
utterance was made.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so laging contextual. Okay, maraming salamat sa lahat. I just want to emphasize na, Mr. Presiding Officer, I posted my question to each of the counsels and the witness precisely so that tayo masabihan na may bias. Isa lang yung binibigyan natin ng opportunity to explain their side. I really genuinely just wanted to know what their appreciation of the definition of grave threats is. Thank you so much.
We thank the good Senator Judge for intervention. All of the comments are noted. What is the pleasure of Senator Judge Lacson? Thank you, Senator Judge Villanueva.
I just want to pursue the point raised by Senator Judge Rapi Tulfo and the
The
others.
gentleman may proceed and he has 2 minutes.
I don't know about the other senator judges, pero until today, when Senator Judge Rapi Tulfo clarified
Opo.
na yung palang Oplan Romanov, a threat against the first family.
Yes, sir.
Ang impression ko since last week, nung pag-uusapan natin yung Oplan Romanov, a threat ito against the Vice President. And since sabi nyo, part ng investigation ninyo, open source, di ba?
Yes, sir. Opo.
Yung bang speech ni Mayor Baste Duterte sa Maisog, naging part ba ng open source nyo yun?
Part ng
In this particular investigation that you conducted?
hindi po siya nag-form part as
So kulang
kasama
yung
doon.
open source
Yeah,
information.
Hindi po kami nakafocus sa Romanov, Your
Okay.
Honor. Okay.
Was it also your impression na yung threat do sa Romanov was directed against VP Sara until today?
I don't,
Please be honest.
yeah,
Don't be ashamed. No?
Yeah, I don't think so, Your Honor, kasi unang-una ang context ng Operation Romanov against the first family.
I know.
So it definitely against the president and his family, Your Honor. Ngayon nung tinanong ho siya ni Princess Maui, doon nga kami nagtaka. Anong ibig sabihin ng Romanov? Anong context niya ng Romanov? Bakit against sa vice president? Hindi naman sila yung first family. So, yun yung reason po, Your Honor, kung bakit we try to invite Princess Maui na shed us some light para makita namin ano bang ibig mong sabihin doon. Ano ba yung pwede naming i-validate na information para makapag-case build-up kami pag meron.
Yes. So bakit hindi naging part ng investigation nyo do sa threat against the life of the president and the first lady? Kasi family yung binabanggit ni Mayor Basten, di ba? Hindi kasama yung si Speaker Romualdez, hindi kasama yung Chief Justice,
Opo.
di ba?
Yes, sir.
Pero threat against the family, the first family,
Yes, sir.
as mentioned by Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, ang sabi mo, hindi naging part ng investigation nyo do sa inyong investigation report or sa affidavit of investigation, yung open source ng maisog.
Hindi po siya
speech.
nakasama. sir.
Bakit hindi napasama? Open source din yun eh. That could reinforce yung inyong theory o yung conclusion nyo na meron talagang serious threat against
The first family.
the president and the others. Bakit hindi nyo ginawang part do sa affidavit of investigation unless pareho tayo na impression na until today, ang alam natin sa Romanov, threat against VP Sara. Yun ang impression ko since last week, ha?
Yun
By the way.
yun po yung impression namin nung hindi pa namin nakikita
That's
sa
exactly
open
my
source.
question, Attorney Lotok. So ngayon nyo rin lang na-realize na yung palang Oplan Romanov, threat pala sa first family.
First family. Opo, Your Honor.
Oh, thank you.
Noted, entered into the records.
Excuse me lang sa prosecution and sa defense. Witness, one point lang, maybe one
Yes,
or
sir.
two questions on that
Yes,
point.
Your Honor.
Sabi mo, the president, sa pananaw mo, and yung iba, Speaker Martin felt threatened.
Base doon sa investigation namin, sir.
Base sa investigasyon at base sa video.
Base sa video, sa investigation, at sa ibang testimony.
So if they felt threatened, that means tingin nila totoo yung sinabi ni VP Sara na patayin sila.
If
Kasi
they-
they wouldn't feel threatened if they don't think na she meant it, na patayin silang tatlo, right?
In our investigation, they trinato nila yung utterances as seryoso.
Yes.
At
So
banta ito.
they won't feel threatened unless tingin nila seryoso yung threat.
According to them, seryoso yung threat,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. But the threat was, pag pinatay niyo ako, papatayin ko kayo. So kung hindi naman nila sila balak patayin, why would they feel threatened? Unless you're saying now, you think, balak nga nilang papatay si Vice President.
Actually, sir, ito, from the point of view of law enforcement like us, yun nga yung naging alarming na issue dun na sa amin, sir. Sa
No,
amin po.
I agree. I'm also, Mr. Vitessa, I'm also alarmed with the language, with saying that. I'm alarmed with what's happening in our country, in flood control, etc. But that's not my point. My point is, in your investigation, para maging grave threat, kailangan yung party na trineten feels threatened. Pero ang sinabi ni VP Sara, pag pinatay ako, patayin silang tatlo. So kung wala
Wait lang mga boss, sa lahat ng solid supporter na sumusuporta sa channel na ito, maraming salamat po. Gusto ko lang kayong invite sa bago nating YouTube channel. Nasa comment section yung link ng bago nating YouTube channel. I-click nyo lang yan para makapag-subscribe. Kaya tara, panoorin na ulit natin to.
naman silang tatlo balak na patayin siya, why would they feel threatened? Did that not come into your mind as an investigator?
What comes into your mind, Your Honor, is yun nga, yung possibility na God forbids may mangyari sa BP na hindi naman alam ng tatlo, then mati-trigger ngayon yung instruction, then papatayin yung tatlo na hindi naman nila alam. At the same time,
No,
may
then in
mga
that-
ibang grupo
Then in
na
that case, hindi ba logical, because you're the president of the Philippines, you order the PSC to make sure that walang mangyari sa kanya rather than baliktad na tinanggalan siya ng security.
Nung tinanggap,
I'm just following your logic. I won't.
Yes,
I
sir.
won't argue. Finish your ano. And I'm satisfied, Mr. President. I'm just trying to figure out nga no how you came about yung gave threats given
Yeah.
ang sinabi niya kung papatayin ako. So
We-
finish your answer so that
we qualify that grave threats sa term namin as event-based condition na yun nga pag nangyari yung event magti-trigger ngayon yung threat ng Vice President. Now insofar as na-threaten sila yung sinasabi mo po sir na pag namatay si Vice President tsaka papatayin ngayon ng tao na inutusan niya yung tatlo. Ang isa sa alarming na very alarming part na nakita namin yung mga sasakay ho na grupo po eh. Kasi God forbid pwedeng mawala ang Vice Presidente but not necessarily sila yung dahilan. Pwedeng namatay siya for one reason or the other. Then ang impression na ng marami ang may kasalanan nito, yung tatlo. So, again, magkakalabo-labo na yan. May sasakay na sa issue, thinking na pag pinatay nila yung tatlo, ang sisisihin ngayon yung kampo ni Vice Presidente kasi may attirances na ginawa ang Vice Presidente to that effect. So, yun ho yung sa investigation namin. Now, insofar as pumasok ho yung elements ng grave threats, yeah, we believe na pumasok yung elements ng grave threats kasi nasatisfy ho lahat ng elements ng grave threat based on the revised penal code.
I'm assessing your answer but malayo na malapit yung sagot mo dun sa triggering events kasi parang logical, di ba? Dahil sinabi niya yon baka may gumawa. Hindi nga magtre-trigger, papatay sa kanya. So para matrigger na patayin ang Pangulo, you're saying that VP Sara is asking other people to kill her so that they can kill Marcos. Di sana sinabi na lang niya patayin niyo si Marcos. Sabi mo i-trigger, but anyway, I'm trying to process, but hindi logical yung sinabi mo that event will trigger. Because the event that will trigger the assassination on the tree is the killing of the Vice President. And the Vice President will not tell people, kill me so that you kill them.
Precisely, Your Honor. Ang death kasi, for instance, mamatay yung Vice Presidente, it does not necessarily follow na yung tatlo yung nagpapatay base doon sa attirances. Pwede kasing mamatay yung Vice Presidente for one reason or the other. And again, since walang makakalam kung sino ang pumatay dyan, ang impression ng mga tao ngayon, matitrigger ngayon yung instruction. Pag na-trigger yung instruction, pwede na ngayon sumakay yung iba-ibang grupo thinking na kahit mabulilyaso ang sisisihin dito ang Vice Presidente kasi nga may attirances na ginawa ang Vice Presidente in public. From the point of view of law enforcement, ang gulo nun, Your Honor, matter of national security po yun. It's a matter of national security, Your Honor.
Counsel for the respondent may proceed with his cross.
Mr. Presiding Officer, kahapon kasi nabanggit ko yung Romanov and I did mention na para sa akin, nagmula yung salitang Romanov kay Mayor Baste Duterte when during a rally yung sa Maisog in Davao. So, ang tanong ko ngayon kay Mr. Witness, matatandaan po ba kung anong sinabi ni Mayor Baste Duterte patungkol dun sa Romanov that night?
Yes, Your Honor, I will try if
Can you
I
tell
remember
us?
it right. Ang sabi niya, Mr. President, sabi niya, remember what happened to the Romanovs. If I'm not mistaken, sir, parang ang sinasabi niya, kasi mayroong...
No, I think when you go to bed tonight, continue.
Yes, sir, yan. Sabi ko yan.
Okay?
When you go to bed tonight, think about the Romanovs. Yung po yata yung pagkasabi. And parang sinasabi niya na baka mangyari sa pamilya niyo yon gaya ng nangyari sa inyo noong 1996. Kung tama yung memory ko, sir. Parang ganun po ang sinasabi ni Mayor Baste.
Kaya nga, Mr. Presiding Officer, nagtataka ako na binanggit yan ni Princess Maui doon sa press conference, sa online press conference ni VP Sara, yung Romanov na banta for Sara Duterte when in fact, it was Baste Duterte ang nabitaw ng salita na yon warning sa first family. So, which is which, Mr. Witness, para sa'yo, saan ba talaga yung Romanov nag-umpisa at Sino ba talaga ang dapat mag-ingat doon sa banta na Romanov?
Yeah, insofar as our investigation is concerned, since nag-start yan doon kay Mayor Baste, at wala ho kaming ma-validate na ibang Romanov operations na nangyari, I think nag-start yan sa kanila, sir, sa kapatid ng Vice Presidente.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. No other questions? Mr. Presiding Officer.
Noted, entered into the records, and counsel for the respondent may continue with this cross.
All right. So you mentioned that just now that Mayor Baste said, think about the Romanovs, correct?
Yan yung statement ni Mayor Baste, sir.
But I'm asking Operation Romanov eh. So hindi naman think about the Romanovs. My question to you is this.
With the permission of counsel for the respondent, Senator Tulfo seeks recognition again. What is the pleasure of Senator
Yeah,
Tulfo?
I just want to make it clear, Mr. Presiding Officer, na yung threat na yon, yung Romanov na salita, it was used to warn as a threat to the first family. The word Romanov came from the mouth of Mayor Baste Duterte, na para bang binabantaan niya yung first family. You follow me, Mr. Witness?
Yes, sir. Tama po yun.
Thank
Tama
you.
po yun.
Noted. Counsel may proceed.
Your Honor, that's my question. Can the witness be allowed to answer that question with a manifestation first before he allows?
Kindly repeat the question because even I forgot the question,
All right.
counsel.
You mentioned that Mayor Baste said that statement, think about the Romanovs, etc.
Yes, sir.
But he did not mention Operation Romanov. It was Princess Maui who mentioned the word Operation Romanov. And I know you don't have, I personally don't have any knowledge about what Mayor Baste said, and that is not the subject of this case. Let's just stick to the facts of this case. Okay? In the video, it was Princess Maui who said Operation Romanov. All right? Now, will you agree with me that based on that question, there was also a threat against VP Sara and her family? That's the question.
According to the question, sir, yes.
All right. Now, you mentioned yesterday that you can motu proprio investigate threats against the Vice President.
Under the law, sir, yes.
All right. My next question is very simple. Did you conduct a separate investigation on Operation Romanov?
Well, since ang focus ng operations namin, sir, is cybercrime investigation, I think ang makakasagot niyan yung intelligence service namin, sir. Insofar as the cybercrime division is concerned, ang focus namin, crimes committed by, through, and with the use of information and communication technology. As to the fact whether or not may Operation Romanov, ang makakasagot po niyan either yung intelligence service o yung director ho namin, sir.
So insofar as you are concerned, there is no ongoing investigation on Operation Romanov.
Again, ang focus ng investigation namin doon sa grave threat and then inciting to sedition against the Vice President, insofar as the existence of whether or not may Operation Romanov, siguro makakasagot niyan, sir, yung intelligence service, yung director ho namin.
All right. So no. At any rate, are you aware of if the Vice President was the target of unauthorized intelligence or surveillance operations?
I'm not aware, sir.
All right.
With the permission of counsel, Chair will recognize Senator Judge Pangilinan, thereafter Senator Judge Erwin Tulfo.
Just one or two quick questions.
You may proceed, sir.
On the issue of Princess Maui.
Opo.
And itong investigasyon na sinasabing inimbestigahan ba yung threat against the Vice President. Kung hypothetically dumating si Princess Maui at nagpaliwanag tungkol sa Operation Romanov at sinabi niya ang detalye,
Yes, sir.
kikilos ba ang
Definitely,
cybercrime?
sir. Definitely.
Ano ang gagawin ninyo kung nakuha ninyo yung ganong klaseng impormasyon?
We will validate the information first, sir.
Ang problema, sabi nga ninyo kanina, hindi nga humarap.
Opo, sir.
But as in any other case, kung may humarap at pinag-usapan at sinabi ganito yung threat, What is the standard operating procedure of the NBI?
We validate first the information, sir. And then pag confirm na, then we will start case build-up, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Senator Judge Erwin Tulfo, what is your pleasure, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Just want to direct my question to the witness here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yung Romanov plot, well, aside from what Senator Judge Tulfo said, that came from Baste, but I picked it up doon sa video na pinalabas kanina ng defense,
Yes, Your Honor.
yung Romanov plot versus Sara, according to Princess Maui. Did you take that information seriously or not?
Yes, Your Honor. That's the reason why nung marinig namin o makita namin yung question ni Princess Maui about the Romanov, we conducted an open source investigation. Tinignan ho namin baka meron. Yun nga ang nakita namin yung January 2024 during Maisog Rally, if I'm not mistaken, na yung the word Romanov ang nagbigkas ho noon si Mayor Baste, Your Honor.
All right. So, yung statement ni Princess Maui sa video, how do you rate that info? Sa inyo po sa NBI, sa mga intelligence agencies, yung mga informations po ninyo, may rating. Tama po ba? Correct me if I'm wrong here, Mr. Witness. For example, pag yung information po ninyo, pag yung information po na natanggap ninyo ay may mga rating po. A1, completely reliable. A2, completely reliable information, probably true. B1, usually reliable source, information confirmed. B2, usually reliable information, probably true, but needs validation. C1, fairly reliable source, information confirmed. C2, fairly reliable source, information needs validation. D to F, source is doubtful, unreliable, or reliability cannot be assessed. So, saan yun nilagay yung sinabi ni Princess Maui? Saan dito sa classification po na ito ng source of information? Is it A1, A2, B1, B2, C1 hanggang DF? Saan po? Kasi po ngayon, sir, napakarami na po mga impormasyon ng mga fake news.
Opo, sir. Sir, kung pwede na pong sumagot.
Go ahead po. Go ahead.
Sir, yung una po namin ginawa, we tried to invite Princess Maui to shed light doon sa sinasabi nilang Romanov. Since hindi ho nag-appear si Princess Maui, wala ho kaming basis. So, classify muna namin ito na non-validated information. Naghanap kami sa open source. Yun nga, ang nakita namin, ang unang nagbigkas niyan, si Mayor Baste. So, medyo nakita namin, teka muna, parang baliktad yata ang sitwasyon. Kung kay Mayor Baste nagsimula ang Romanov, bakit dito ito yung tinatanong ni Princess Maui sa Vice Presidente? So, medyo it doesn't make sense, sir. Wala kaming na-validate since hindi nag-appear si Princess Maui. So, we classify the information as unvalidated
So,
information.
what you did, nung hindi mo ma-confirm yung kay Princess Maui information, naghanap ka ng
Opo.
counter source,
Yes, sir. Open source, sir.
open source, okay, to validate.
Yes, sir.
And what happened to that source?
Yeah, based doon sa video na yon, January, if I'm not mistaken, yun nga, yung Maisog Rally, Your Honor, ang unang nagbanggit ng Romanov, si Mayor Baste, parang tinatakot niya yung presidente.
Okay,
Doon.
Mr. Witness, I'm running out of time. So, isa lang pong tanong ko. So, yung information po ni Princess Maui doon sa video, yung sinabi niya kay BP, eh hindi po reliable.
Hindi reliable insofar as the cybercrime division is concerned.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
The interventions of the Senator Judge are noted. Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo is recognized for his intervention. You have 2 minutes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Judge. Napag-usapan rin lang itong inciting to sedition. Nag-file ka ng kasong inciting to sedition against BP Sara based on dun sa utterances niya, yung sa online press con, plus meron pa bang iba?
Yes po, Your Honor. Yung basis ho namin, una, yung utterances in October 18, 2024. And then kinumpara ho namin siya sa utterances in November 23.
Right. So,
2024.
meron bang elements of sedition doon sa mga utterances niyo?
Ang elements na ini-establish po namin, which is under the law, is whether or not the speeches would tend to steer the people against the government.
So how would you know kung mag-steer yun ng uprising o magkukumbinsi sa mga tao na mag-alsa-masa base doon sa utterances ng BP Sara?
Yes, Your
How
Honor.
did you know?
Pangalawa, if I may explain, sir. Pangalawa po, yung if the speeches would tend to disturb the peace of the community, and if the speeches would tend to undermine public safety and public
So how would you know if it will tend to disturb or undermine the peace
Yes,
and
Your
order
Honor.
of the community? Paano mo malalaman?
The fact ho
Based
na,
doon sa utterances niya.
the fact ho na nag-issue ng statement yung mga government agencies tasked to protect national security, at ang sabi ho nila, that's an active threat, that's an issue of national security. So definitely na-disturb ho yung ating
How?
well, nag-alala ho ang nasa gobyerno. Kami ho, per se, yung sabi ko kanina,
Nag-alala kayo o nag-alala yung taong bayan? Kasi
Yeah,
iba yung nag-aalala kayo nasa gobyerno, kayo nag-imbestiga, versus nag-aalala yung nakarinig at yung mga at that time ay nagsusubaybay doon sa mga
Yes po.
sinasabi ng BP. So,
Nag-alala po ang taong bayan, definitely. Kasi
How?
marami ho. Well, marami ho kaming nakita sa news, sa comments ng social media.
comments. So that means you factored in yung comments and reactions sa social media doon sa ginawa niyang press conference, doon sa mga utterances niya, kung ano yung reaksyon ng mga netizens na nakapanood.
Yes po, Your Honor.
At ano naman yung mga sinabi doon?
Well, yun nga, yung iba nagwo-worry, ano na ba yung mangyayari sa bansa natin? Bakit magulo yung mga nasa taas? Yung iba nagsasabi, ano ba ito? Saan ba ito patungo?
So hindi pa rin seditious yun. Nag-worry lang sila saan patungo. Ang seditious is, tama ka dyan, BP Sara. Go tayo. Gawin natin yan. Nasa likod nyo kami. Yun yung sedition.
Meron nung ganon na comment din po, Your Honor.
Meron.
Meron po. In fact, doon
Ano yung comment na yun? Kung meron.
yung supporter po ng
Ano ang sinabi?
na yun nga, yung sa people power, yung sa nasa likod mo kami, kung ano yung
Nasa likod mo kami, people power. Nabanggit yun sa comment section.
sa ano, Your Honor, sa during interview with the Vice President doon sa November 23, 2024.
So meaning, binase mo, isa dun sa mga reasons kung bakit ka nagpa ng kasong sedition, BP Sara base sa kanyang utterances, dahil finactor in mo yung mga comments ng mga nakapanood.
Yes, sir.
Yung sinasabi mo supporters.
Opo, yes, sir.
Okay, kasi pag sinabi ng mga nagko-comments, nag-worry kami, I don't think nandun yung elements of sedition. Maliban na pag sinabi na nasa likod mo kami, let's do it, go.
Well, Your Honor,
Gagawin namin kung anong gusto mong gawin, things to that effect.
opo.
Was there?
Meron na kami
comments like those?
meron na kami nakita sa mga Facebook comments, although hindi siya nasama,
Na?
na hindi siya nasama dito sa investigation.
At ano nga ulit, halimbawa?
Yung mga Facebook comments, Your Honor, na nagsasabi, lusubin na natin ang Malacanang, tapos may ganun na sign.
Lusubin na natin ang Malacanang.
Yun yung comments ko sa Facebook, yung mga nagko-comment.
At meron kang ebidensya tungkol dyan. Hindi mo to katang-isip lang.
Kung babalikan ko po, yun nga po ang sabi ko during those
Okay.
times, siyempre nagbabrowse kami.
Okay.
Nga lamang, hindi namin naisama sa authentication. Your
No further question, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Judge Raffy Tulfo. The Senate President is recognized. He has 2 minutes as well.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. On the same topic on inciting to sedition, Attorney Lotak, meron ba kayong nakausap na mga tao na naniwala doon sa sinasabi ni Vice President Sara on inciting to sedition. Nakita ko kasi doon sa grave threats, marami kayong in the interview. Pero in this particular case, meron ba kayong at least man lang nakausap na mga tao, inimbestiga further kung talagang merong epekto yung kanyang mga sinabi?
Insofar as the Cybercrime Division is concerned, Your Honor, hindi ko kami nakapag-focus dyan. Siguro ang pwede makasagot niyan, Your Honor, yung intelligence service po namin dyan sa issue po na yan. Hindi ko kami nakapag-focus dyan to conduct investigation on
Isa
people's
para sa akin
comments.
kasi sa kabilang banda, pwede ka magsalita, pero sa kabilang banda may naniniwala ba sa'yo? So ang gusto kong malaman, kung meron kayong nakausap na mga grupo o mga anyone o naimbestigahan nyo, naniniwala talaga doon sa kanyang pinagsasabi.
I think ang makakasagot po niyan yung the intelligence service, yung director po namin, sir.
Okay.
Sa kanya po yung pool ng information ng
And then I believe na doon sa mga sinabi niya, nangyari rin ito doon sa 2-hour video. Tama po ba?
Yes, sir. Opo.
Pinatawag nyo rin itong may mga pinatawag kayong media personalities. Tinanong nyo ba sa kanila kung meron sa kanilang naniwala na itong mga sinabi ni Vice President ay inciting to sedition? Dapat naniwala ba sila na yung mga sinabi ni Vice President during the 2-hour video ay pinag-aalsa yung mga nandoon o naniniwala sila na yun ang tema ng kanyang sinabi?
Not specifically na inciting to sedition. Ang mga comment nila doon is na-shock sila. May comment sila doon na nasa real battle mode na siya. May comment siya doon na totoo na to, seryoso na yung galit niya. Yun ho yung mga...
Galit naman
comment.
talaga siya, pero inciting to sedition ni mag-alsa. Meron ba
Wala
ganun
wala
silang-
pong ganung comment during the Q&A portion, Your Honor.
And just to on a related question, Mr. Presiding Officer, inciting to sedition is serious rin, no? At kailangan din ito ng attention ng mga intelligence agencies natin. Meron ba kayong coordination with our iba't ibang intelligence agencies tulad ng National Security Council, ng PNP, ng NBI, not NBI, no, but ng ibang mga security intelligence agencies natin? Nag-coordinate ba ang NBI sa kanila? Kayo mismo nag-coordinate ba?
Ang nag-uusap po dyan, Your Honor, is kasi intelligence matter yan. Ang nag-uusap po yan between intelligence service ng NBI, intelligence units ng AFP, intelligence department ng PNP. So nasa level po nila yon, sir.
Katulad ng grave threats pagkukontrata, inciting to sedition, seryoso rito eh. Gusto ko malaman kung merong effort ang ginawa ang NBI para makipag-coordinate sa AFP, no? Sa PNP, dahil ito pinag-uusapan natin pag-aalsa o hinihimok mo mag-umalsa. No? Meron bang ganun na mga coordination na ginawa ang inyong opisina o ang NBI?
Ang alam ko meron yan, pero nasa level na po yan, sir, ng intelligence service namin, Your Honor.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Ngayon, ikaw bilang Pilipino, ano ang masasabi mo at reaksyon sa balitang ito? Mag-iwan ka ng komento mo sa ibaba at ating pong babasahin isa-isa.